Colleen Murphy, long time no see. We had a government shutdown, but we're back now. And man, has your team been swimming well? Some big wins this fall. Let's talk about some of those.
So I think our team with the government shutdown just kept rolling, which was really impressive of them. I mean, the day before the government shut down, I was telling them how I wouldn't be there and here's practices and this is how we're going to do things. Luckily, I got exempted the next day, so I was able to be at practices. Lost my assistant for a couple weeks, but he did get exempted for some meets and that kind of thing. We just ran right through it. They did a very, very good job. I think that was mostly our captains really leading our team. Maeve and Ella have done such a good job of keeping the team positive, making sure that we're working hard. I would say as a whole, this is the best team dynamic we've had in a really long time. They love to come to the pool. There's no drama. They just come down, they get the work done, they have fun together. And I think that's where the difference lies when we get to dual meets and invitationals. So we had some really big dual meets this fall. One, we had LSU here, but we also had Denver and Wyoming. And actually, after Friday night, we were very close. We were like within 8 points of LSU. I think that really fired our team up. And then we came out with wins over Wyoming and Denver at that meet. We also had an invitational first thing in the fall that we really stepped up and performed well. Ended up winning that invite up at Denver. And then we had a dual meet with Grand Canyon. And I think our team just where our strengths were against Grand Canyon, we really stepped up in those. But then we had people like Ryan Mills and Lily Larson winning events over people that on paper should have beat them. But they really stepped into their role, and I think they've done a great job of making sure that they've performed well in dual meets every single time. We've really learned how to race and to race when tired, and that's important. Cadets are always tired. They don't get enough sleep. They don't eat enough. They don't hydrate enough, all that kind of stuff. And so we've been harping on that. I would say they still don't sleep enough. But, they do a very, very good job of, coming down to our pool and ready to race. And we race very, very well at home. We're not scared of altitude. We go after every single race. And I think that's something about our team that's been really special this fall.
And I know it seems like depth is really good, especially the freshmen helping you step into just having people that are good in every event, right?
That's actually what is different about our team this year. We have depth across every single event. It's not like there's just one person. I hearken back to the Genevieve Miller days where we were like, okay, we have Genevieve in these events, and she's going to win those. But when she won some of those events, then the next person got fifth place. And so that would only outscore a team in a dual meet by 1 point. Now we have depth across the board where if we win an event, we might also get second and fourth. We're not just going first and fifth anymore. And I think that depth is huge for our team. And we have people that are leading those events, but sometimes you don't know who's going to win. Just last weekend, and I know we're going to get to the Phil Hansel invite, but Ryan Mills and Lily Larson went back and forth on the 100 free the whole time, and they're both amazing swimmers. And in the end, Ryan was the one who broke 50 seconds. Lily went 50.05, right? But they do that together, and racing each other and making each other better is something that's special on our team. It's a very positive competitiveness. Our breaststroke group, Naomi Furman broke a school record, but Maeve, Mandy, Reagan, they race her day in and day out, and together the four of them are making each other better. And I think that's what's really special about the team that we have now is that there is depth across every event, and they have people to race, people that they're racing in practices that are making each other better all the time.
Absolutely. And speaking of that, you've got a lot of freshmen, a core group of freshmen that have come in, and that's part of that depth that you're talking about. But even more than that, just getting the job done.
So these freshmen, they have come into this team, and they're really nice people. The team really likes them. They have fit in right away, and the team really took them under their wing and said, this is how hard we work, this is what we do. And those freshmen saw the results of that hard work. Usually when freshmen come in, they don't know how to race in dual meets because when they're in high school, they're the cream of the crop in high school. They don't have to go that hard in a dual meet, and they can still win it. And they're a little shocked when it's like, oh no, you've got to go and you've got to go all out. And so some of them are, close to their best times in dual meets, and then, they keep improving there. I would say, a couple of our freshmen that have really stepped up. Sadie Hardig has just, blown up in the backstroke events. She had a great 500 freestyle. Lizzie Sistrunk, we've really relied on her in IM events. She is very versatile, and we can use her across the board. And actually, between Lizzie and Sadie, we've been able to mix them up in events because they're kind of interchangeable. And so we've been able to do that as well. We have 2 freshman flyers that have kind of come in with Amber Martin, who's a junior, and raced her day in and day out. So they're going to make Amber better, but they're also making themselves better. And so Natalie Doig and Hannah Lay have really just kind of stepped into that role. And then Abby Miller, Katie Andrista hasn't, Zoe Bresnahan got hurt during her freshman year, and they were great training partners. And Zoe's slowly getting back to where she was. But Katie Andrus hasn't had that person that, has really pushed her. And Abby Miller and Grace Nickel have really stepped up and started to push Katie. And so, Abby got right back to her lifetime best times in the 500 and the mile, which was really exciting to see. Made our top 10 list, all that kind of stuff. But she is making Katie better while making herself better. And then, Grace Nickel also had all these lifetime bests because she's just going with them. And when you step up that level on your team and people rise to that next level, that's what makes a huge difference on a team.
It was a lot easier when you could just say Genevieve Miller and didn't have to remember all these names, though. I hope you haven't left anyone out. But also, let's mention the divers, because I think, Chloe and that gang is doing a great job as well.
Yeah. Kyle's done a great job of recruiting, and he's just got a really strong group of women divers right now. Chloe's been kind of the leader of that group, but she has people that beat her now, and that's good for her. She was great at this meet. She made finals on platform. It is always exciting for our team to have divers to cheer on in finals. So Ariana Caldwell made finals in the 1 meter. Chloe made finals in the platform. We had Lulu and Chloe and Ariana in consoles that we were able to cheer on. They kind of do consoles as we're coming in for warm-ups, so people got to cheer for them. But when you have divers in finals, it changes the dynamic on the team. And that's been really, really impressive. And not just having Chloe, but having all of them together. I mean, Casey also broke the school record in the 1 meter earlier this year. So they're making waves in the pool, although they don't want to make waves. They want to hit those dives. But they are really helping our team, and we're able to rely on them. And that's very important to our team, especially as we get into championship season.
Final question for you. Don't swimmer coaches worry about going too fast too soon? Or is there any part of you that's seeing this in a bad light? I don't want to be the guy who's doing that, but...
So that's the deal. So Phil Hansel is our mid-season, and so we do not taper for that meet. What we do is we train really hard until Saturday. They have Sunday off, and then we kind of, what I like to say is we drop the bottom out on Monday. So they get 3 days of rest, really. But one of those days is a travel day on Tuesday. And so some people respond very, very well to that. Others don't. Others are like, I need more rest to be able to go fast. So, Naomi Furman obviously responds really well to a drop rest. She broke 2 school records. They were her records, but she went even faster. And so that was really great for her. I think couple of things that she needs to clean up. She's got some turns and starts that she needs to clean up, pullouts, and then she's going to go even faster. So what this is our opportunity to see them racing at a high level in the fast suits. But then, what do we need to clean up? What do we need to do better? I would say Lily and Ryan, if you kind of converse them, Lily Larson had a great meet. She's approaching one of Genevieve Miller's records in the 200 free. And I'll be honest, I was like, I don't know when we'll break those records, but she was close. I think, though, there's more to come. And we've talked about that with her. She got pretty tired on the last day. And that is because she just drop rested and she didn't fully rest. And so those kind of things, show us where we're going in the season. Her going best times and going lifetime best, really important. Ryan Mills the same way. She's she's pretty wiry and thin, probably doesn't need as much rest. But then Maeve Linscott, she's more muscular, so she needs more rest. She was close to her best times, but with a little more rest, she'll go even faster. So we have to assess that, and we didn't stop. We got done with the Phil Hansel invite Friday night. We were eating dinner, and Scott and I were sitting at the table talking about, okay, who needed more rest? This was perfect. Who needs to improve on turns, starts, those kind of things. And that's what the second half of our season is about. When they get back from Thanksgiving break, we have 12 weeks. That sounds like a lot. It's not. And that's why we only drop rest in the fall, because we don't want to totally detrain, go to a meet. And so that's why we do it. And they have 12 weeks to kind of fix all of those things, those little things that are really important. But then we also go on training trip, which is the highest training we do all year, and we haven't done that yet. And so that leads us into the second half of the year, the second semester. And then it's up to them what they do at home over Christmas. They have 10 days at home. We expect them to train. We expect them to be in shape when they come back, because when they come back, it's January 2nd, and we have meets for 4 weekends in a row when they get back. And so it's go, go, go. And they have to be ready. And so those little things are going to be really important over the next 12 weeks as we head into the Mountain West Championships.
Colleen, so much fun to talk about all this wonderful things happening. Have a great break, and we'll see you on the backside.
All right. Thank you very much.